Good day, learners. How are you all? Hope you enjoy your break. My name is Mr. Ahmed Sadiq, your business study tutors. Today, I'm going to talk on trade. Yes, the objective for this topic, the learner should be able to explain trade, importance of trade, forms of trade, and aid to trade. Trade. Trade is the act of buying and selling of goods and services. Trade means buying and selling of goods and services to satisfy human wants. Now, I'm going to talk on importance of trade. One, trade helps in bringing producer and buyers into contact. That is, it fosters a relationship between the producer and the buyers. Two, it facilitates means of selling surplus goods. That is, an avenue where an exchange of goods can be taking place. Three, it prevents waste of some products. That is, through the aid to trade, that is called warehousing, where excess of goods is being produced for a future purpose until when those goods are needed. Four, it helps producers to make their goods, that is, making goods available at any time when the goods will be transferred to the final users. Five, it brings two or more countries together through international trade. That is, two or more countries, they can what? They can involve in globalization by exchanging or transferring their products amongst themselves, and which also increase the growth and the development of the country. Forms of trade. Forms of trade can be divided into two parts. The first one is home trade and the second one is foreign trade. What do we really understand by home trade? Home trade can also be called local trade, domestic trade, or internal trade. It is the buying and selling of goods and services within a geographical boundaries. For example, a trade taking place in Lagos, buying and selling taking place in Port Harcourt, Oshodi, and so on and so forth, whereby when a consumer buying goods in the street, it is known as home trade, that is within the country. And home trade can be divided into two. We have retail trade and wholesale trade. Retail trade. This is the art of buying goods in small quantity from the wholesaler and selling in units or in bits to the final consumers. That is, buying goods in little, whereby buying a dozen of biscuits and sell it in pieces to the final consumers. Wholesale trade. The person that's involved in wholesale trade is called wholesaler. Wholesale trade is the buying in large quantities or buying goods in bulk from the producer or manufacturer and selling it in small quantities to the retailers. You can see from the graphic, wholesale trade, they serve as a link in between the manufacturer or the producer and the retailer. So they can sell in bulk, they buy in bulk and sell in bits or in little to the retailer or to the final consumers. Like I said, we have two types of trade, home trade and foreign trade. Now, I'm moving into foreign trade. Foreign trade is the buying and selling of goods and services between two or more countries. We have forms of foreign trade: bilateral and multilateral. Bilateral means a trade that involves two countries, while multilateral means a trade that involves more than two countries. And examples of foreign trade: when Nigeria trade with Ghana, we call it foreign trade. And foreign trade, it involves the use of different currency and different languages also involved. Another name for foreign trade, it is also known as international trade, external trade. And the types of foreign trade, the types of foreign trade can be divided into three parts. We have import, export, and entry port. Yes, import trade is the process of sending goods from another country into a country. That is, it takes place when goods are sent from an outside country into a particular country. For example, importers of goods to Nigeria like electronic appliance, televisions, machine, vehicles, drugs from China to Nigeria. Export trade. This takes place when a particular country sends goods to another country. That is, goods that is being produced in Nigeria sent to another country. For example, sending of goods from Nigeria to China are export goods, such as crude oil, cassava, cacao, cotton, rubber, and so on and so forth. Entry port. Entry port is the third type of foreign trade. You can see from the graphic: import to a country, rebranding the structure, and export to another country. That is what we call entry port. So entry port is the importing goods for re-exporting purposes. The goods already imported into a country for the purpose of what? Re-exporting it to another country. So another name for entry port is called re-export. Re-exporting. In short, trade fuel growth, it boosts specialization, it creates jobs opportunity, and strengthen the peaceful between the nation. So trade is one of the major source of economies in all over the world. Yes, before I end it up, I have two assignments for you. The first one: what is trade? Give me your own definition of what you understand by the word trade. And two, state two importance of trade. Thank you. See you later. Bye.